Hello and welcome to this live chat session. Thank you for joining, viewers. Tadesse, Balachu, Michael Kile, Tizabi, Teddy, Fentahon, Haben Avort, Jubilation, I am Tadesse, Unatan, Getachu. Thank you for joining, all of you. First question is John Abdullahi Siyad. Kabdi, Cassius Kabdi, Gabriel Maden, Teclemarian, John Wunder, Maron Masse. First question is from Tadesse. He is asking, I hear conflicting reports that Millet is under TDF. No, I have no confirmation that TDF is in control of Millet. TDF is not even close to Millet. Twice a TDF has been pushed back from Millet. Front line is close to Bati now. So Millet is not under TDF. Michael Carnage, Sumaya Sultan, Damisu Kibre, JL, Sumaya Sultan is from Somali region. Thank you for joining, Sumaya. And Kabdi is also from Somalia. Jubilation is saying, thanks, good reporting. Thank you, Jubilation. Every questions need answers. They're discussing about Addis Ababa, what will happen there. TP says, dude, you are biased. Why would I be biased? I have no vested interest in Ethiopia, in backing TPLF or Prosperity Party. I have no interest in backing anyone there. Greetings from Germany is saying Mero MK. Thank you for joining, Mero MK. Verde Hele, why did not you use photo videos in your news? You're asking about the use of photos, videos. I do use photos, videos, but the problem is that I have to make 3, 4, sometimes 5 videos a day. So if I spend too much time on editing, then the speed of my work is slowed down. So in order to keep the speed of my work fast, I have to compromise a little on editing. That is why you see less videos and pictures, though I try my best. Secondly, I always ensure that the content I'm using is there's no issues about that. Pictures, videos must be genuine. You cannot use someone's content. So you need to be careful about the use of pictures and videos. How close is TDF to Addis by western side, because there are reports through Gojam? No, western side is not Gojam. Gojam, I wouldn't say Gojam is western side. I would say western side is Horogodoro, Valega. And from there, OLA is advancing. And I wouldn't say OLA is close to capturing Addis Ababa. OLA is in small groups. It has presence in some parts, but it's not in a position to storm Addis Ababa. Gojam is under full Amhara control. The fighting is between Gojam and South Wallo, Varelio front to the west of Dasi. It's between Gojam and South Wallo. Here heavy clashes are underway. Tomorrow I'll speak on that. TDF is trying to push towards Gojam, and from Gojam militias are advancing towards South Wallo. So that is the point where Leo Tibasat, where fighting is being reported. From Gojam towards Addis Ababa, there is no movement because there is no TDF there. TDF is trying to move towards Addis Ababa from Oromia Special Zone, from North Shore Zone. Here we are seeing resistance. And OLA might move from Horogodoro, from Balaga, from western side. But so far, both TDF and OLA, they don't have large presence close to Addis Ababa. They are far away from Addis Ababa. Is it fair to say stop fighting after TPLF has stolen, murdered several in Amhara and Afar regions? Well, several have been murdered in Tigray too. Tigray has been ravished by this war, and thousands killed there too. Even thousands are dying there too now because there is no food there. So all of you will have to change your positions about this war, all sides. If all of you keep on holding to your position, there'll be no peace. Yes, killings have happened in Amhara, in Afar, in Tigray too. Now let's start a new phase for Ethiopia. All of the parties, they'll have to start a new phase in the life of this country. If they keep on repeating what happened in the past, they won't be able to advance. They'll have to bury the hatchet. They'll have to start a new phase. Ming Han has always off-topic questions. So he is again asking about Somalia. Why is that Somalia cannot defeat Al-Shabaab? You must be aware of Somali government's military capabilities. They are in the process of building an army now. Their army is being trained by Turkey. Sorry, internet connection. There was not a well-armed, well-organized army in Somalia. Tribal politics with tribes and regions in charge. So there was not a federal force to counter the spread of the armed groups you're mentioning. That is why it happened. Now Somalia is trying to raise an army. But there are so many challenges in Somalia, political challenges, other challenges, that it's becoming difficult for them to counter Al-Shabaab. Apart from Al-Shabaab, the other groups as well, like ASWJ, we saw that a few days ago in Gulmudug, heavy fighting took place there. Somalia has several problems and, economic conditions as well. If you want to fight, you need to have money as well, you need to have arms as well. So problems are manifold in Somalia. And then there is interference of other countries too. Other countries, they have been interfering in Somalia. All have their own interests. Do you think US will send their forces to Ethiopia? I think no, US won't. I don't think so. I don't think that the US will send its force. The question should be what will be the purpose of US troops if they were sent to Ethiopia? For peacekeeping or for government change? Yes, US might contribute for peacekeeping, and that too in collaboration with UN and other players. And apart from that, I don't see US military coming in Ethiopia for any other purpose. Actually, BBC interviewed a general. I did a video on that, a general at US military base in Djibouti. That interview was misconstrued, it was misinterpreted, and the general was not talking about government change through US force. He was merely saying that US military was prepared to help US diplomatic missions in Ethiopia, in East Africa. Even without military intervention, you are seeing that anti-US sentiment in Ethiopia is very high. Ethiopian government has stepped up this narrative. US is not in a position to send its forces to Ethiopia. It will lead to massive anti-US sentiment, which won't be, which US wouldn't be able to handle, I think. Sajid, you have stopped reporting about Western Tigray. Kindly update us. Thank you. Well, nothing is coming out of there. Western Tigray under full control of Eritrean forces. Amhara forces also there. Some ENDF units too. Despite several attempts, TDF could not enter Western Tigray. So nothing is coming from here. We are hearing about some small scale fighting there, but nothing big is happening there. That is why I'm not reporting on that. Barek Ityab Kasa, is there any possibility of TDF entering Addis Ababa? Possibility is there. Question is, how long will TDF take and OLA take to reach Addis Ababa? Yes, they can reach there. We talked in previous video that if TDF can reach Kambolcha from Tambian, Mekelle, all the places on the way, on A2 highway, Macho, Korom, Elamata, then Kobo, Uldia, Dasi, Kambolcha. If they can reach here, so why can't they reach Addis Ababa? Yes, they can. Question is, how long will TDF and OLA take to reach Addis Ababa? And can they afford to go deep into Oromia? Because their supply lines are already under attacks. In Kobo, near Lalibela, TDF's supply lines have been targeted over the past 1 week. I did a video on that as well. So if TDF moves further into Oromia, toward Addis Ababa, you could see more pressure upon TDF supply lines. What about Mile? I talked about Mile a few minutes ago. Mile is still under Afar ENDF control. Why Ethiopian military cannot defend the Amhara region? Yes, important question. Why is that TDF managed to enter Amhara region and still it's advancing? It's an important question. There are several reasons behind that. I think there was lack of coordination. There was lack of unity of command. Amhara forces, Amhara militias, Ethiopian National Defense Forces, Somali Regional Forces, from Addis Ababa forces, from Oromia Special Forces. There were so many forces and there was lack of unity of command. TDF made use of this lack of unity of command on Amhara side. Secondly, there are internal conflicts in Amhara region. Amhara Agao conflict, Amhara Kimat conflict, and TDF made alliance with Agaos, with Kimans. So that helped TDF in gaining ground in Wag Himra, in South Wollo. It could not gain ground in Gondar, where there are Kimans, though Kimans did support TDF, we know that. Now, same is happening in Oromia Special Zone, in North Shore Zone. TDF is trying to make alliance with Oromos. So TDF, TPLF, they made the most of internal conflicts in Amhara region. Amhara region could not unite in this war. The president who has been changed, I always say his legacy is that he could not unite a region in time of war. Now, Hilkal Kifale is the new president. The previous president, he could not unite the region for this war. There were conflicts between Amharas and Kimat, Amharas and Agaos, Amharas of Gojam, Amharas of Gondar. That is why TDF made use of these loopholes, fault lines, and managed to advance. Do you think talks between the two forces will be held? Well, talks are being held indirectly. Talks have started indirectly through Obasanjo. Talks are being held. Obasanjo has visited Mekelle. He is in touch with Ethiopian government. He has met with Afar leadership. He is in touch with international community as well. Talks have started, but sticking points are there. The two sides are far away from each other. Their positions are extremely opposite to each other. So can they come close? So far it seems that they are holding on to their position. They're not ready to come close. They think they can end this war militarily. Both are saying, if you have seen their statements, TDF says Abiy's army is finished. He can do nothing. And PM Abiy said in a statement a few days ago that we are in the final phase of this war. So both believe they can end this war militarily. That is why no likelihood of talks, direct talks between them in coming days. Someone is asking about third front. Yes, we are collecting some information. Tilalak is the new front from Habro, from Oromia Special Zone, TDF and perhaps OLA as well. They're trying to move towards Tilalak, then to Ethiopia-Djibouti road. So far, we have not received any reports of any major gains by TDF and OLA on this front, but fighting is being confirmed there. Someone is saying, you are a liar, answer my question if you have the confidence. You are TPLF supporter. What do you want me to answer? If you have this belief, I am a TPLF supporter, then you should find some neutral source. If I keep saying I am unbiased, it won't matter. What matters is what I present in my videos. I try my best to be neutral, to be unbiased, to be impartial. I don't know why people find me pro-TPLF or pro-Ethiopian government. But my words don't matter. What matters is my actions, my videos. Watch them again. You'll see that I'm not biased. Mike Laurie says, an important question. Do you think Abiy should be removed? Yes, I would like to respond to this question. Do you think Abiy should be removed? Someone is asking. Now, my position about this question is that I think Tigrayan will not, people of Tigray, they won't like my answer. My position is that Abiy should not be removed. Rather, TPLF should form a formidable political opposition against Prosperity Party. Ethiopia as a country needs a robust, a strong opposition. Ethiopia always had weak oppositions. PP has no opposition. It's the only party in government. I think for a better democratic Ethiopia, TPLF should join hands with, firstly, Oromo Liberation Front, secondly, Oromo Federalist Congress, thirdly, Ogaden National Liberation Front, ONLF, fourthly, some parties from Amhara and Afar. There should be these parties, TPLF, OFC, OLF, ONLF, Afar party, and some in Amhara, they should form a joint political opposition to challenge PM Abiy. Ethiopia is in need of this political opposition. If you change Abiy by military means today, the next government might be changed by military means too. You should negotiate. PM Abiy's PP and TPLF's new alliance. There should be negotiations. Then new elections should be held, free, fair. PP on one side, these parties on the other side. Democratic, free, fair election, and whoever wins, he should be the man. He should be at the center in Addis Ababa. That's what I think should happen. It should happen, but it won't happen. TDF wants to, TPLF, they want to remove PM Abiy. Their first demand is removal of Ethiopian PM Abiy. Ethiopian PM Abiy wants to weaken TPLF. Why? Because the parties which ruled Ethiopia from 1991 till 2018, all are still in power except TPLF. TPLF decided against becoming part of Prosperity Party. The only danger, only threat to Ethiopian government's Prosperity Party is TPLF. That is why Abiy wants to weaken TPLF as much as possible. The war is political, viewers. I always say that the war is political between TPLF and Prosperity Party. TPLF out of PP, it wants the same prominence, the same significance which it had for the last 3 decades. The three parties, PP I would say, PP wants this threat to be decimated. So the fight is political. It should end politically, not by gun. It should end through political dialogue, through fresh elections, through fair and uninfluenced election. Someone is saying, no, Sajid, Abiy must go. He has killed so many people. Yes, I'm saying that TDF will not agree to his removal, to his staying in power. But I'm telling you my view that it should end politically. It would be better for the future of this country. What is the odds of the peace efforts succeed? Peace efforts are underway. Even mediators are saying that they are not very hopeful. We heard from Obasanjo, he said chances are very slim. Window of opportunity is fast closing. So even mediators are saying that they're not very hopeful. because so far we have not seen any tangible progress. In a video, I suggested, if you remember, that the two sides should announce some CBMs, confidence building measures, like releasing of prisoners, like a ceasefire for a few days, for a few hours even. So there should be start of some sort of confidence building measures. But so far you are seeing that fighting is not stopping for even a minute. Both are bent on ending this war militarily. How much is the alliance of TDF and OLA changing the game in North Shore? Well, in Oromia Special Zone, they have taken some areas like Kamise. In North Shore, they are making gains too, but speed is very slow. Uh, Ataya is still contested. Majate has been taken by TDF OLA. Debre Sina, Debre Birhan still not taken. Fighting is being reported in North Shore zone, but the speed of the advance is very slow. Though we are hearing that some local Oromos, they have supported OLA and TDF. Despite their support, because of heavy airstrikes, because of militias from Gojam, from Gondar entering North Shore and Oromia Special Zone, speed of TDF will advance is very slow. I think Debre Birhan is going to be the key. If TDF OLA take Debre Birhan, then they can move rapidly to Addis Ababa. Is Eritrean involvement in this war illegal? I always say that Eritrean involvement in this war was PM Abiy's mistake. It was a blunder. It was a stain on his political character. I have my position since the start of this war. Interestingly, today Ethiopian government issued a statement about US sanctions on Eritrea. Last night I did a video, if you remember. I told you about new US sanctions on 4 Eritrean entities and 2 individuals. Today, Ethiopian government opposed these sanctions. Ethiopian government today said Eritrea acted in self-defense because TDF fired rockets on Amhara in November last year. And secondly, it says that Ethiopia does not see Eritrea as an impediment to peace in Ethiopia. So Ethiopian government today backed Eritrea. It opposed US sanctions on Eritrea. They're on the same page. PM Abiy, Isaias on the same page. We've been saying that there are no disagreements between them. Do you think Tigray will be a country? Well, even TPLF leaders are not on the same page regarding the future of Tigray. TDF generals too. So there is difference of opinion even in Tigray about this question. Do you think TDF's arrival in Addis Ababa will end this war? No, it will not. TDF's arrival in Addis will not end this war. Will Amhara region accept TDF in Addis Ababa? Never. Will Somali region do that? No. You will see resistance in Somali region, in Amhara, in other parts of Ethiopia too. It will not end this war. The war will end at the table. They'll have to sit for talks one day. I today heard some rumors. I want to share them with you because it's a live chat session, not a video for you. Just rumors, let me be clear. I heard rumors that uh, Haile Gebrselassie, Ethiopian athlete, is trying to mediate between Ethiopian government and Oromo leaders who are in prison. Jawar Mohammed, Bekele Garba. Reportedly, they are being approached by Ethiopian government. I am trying to confirm these rumors, but if you remember, a week ago I did a video on that. I told you that the decision, not decision, that I told you that TDF and TPLF, they could not convince OFC and OLF to be part of new nine group alliance, which was announced in the US a few days ago. I told you back then that there could be reconciliation between Ethiopian government and Oromo leaders. We are hearing rumors now that Ethiopian government is trying to engage Jawar and Bekele Karba because TDF is moving and OL is moving towards Addis. It might happen. I think TPLF should have done more to convince OLF and OFC to join this alliance. Ethiopia is in need of a strong opposition against PM Abiy. As I said earlier, I explained in detail, a strong opposition to make Abiy start talks and to hold new elections. Is TDF attack on Eritrea legal? Well, TDF was already under attack. From day one, Eritrea was part of this war. So if TDF fired some rockets on Asmara, you should not say that it was an aggression from TDF. No, it was self-defense, though a futile move. I always say TDF should not have done that. What was the purpose of the firing of those missiles? Because immediately after that, TDF had to withdraw from Mekele towards Tamin Mountains. So TDF was not in a position to sustain its attacks on Asmara. It should not have launched the rocket attacks on Asmara. It was a very unstrategic move, I would say. Who is behind this conflict, keeping in view geopolitical developments? I don't like the idea of people blaming others for their own faults. It happens here in Asia too, in Africa. We always keep on blaming the West, the regional players, the US. Let's admit that Ethiopian problems are a result of conflict between Ethiopian parties, Ethiopian groups, Ethiopian political elite. Yes, your rivals, your adversaries, they'll take advantage of internal fissures, internal disagreements. But it's Ethiopian politicians who are to blame. Don't say that this conflict is made by some other countries. No, they were involved after this conflict started. Now each one has its own axe to grind. But the problem is internal. I explained in detail about TPLF removed from Addis Ababa, and then Oromos, Amhara at the center. Now TPLF wants to be back there. So problems are internal, I think. Do you think USA can enter in Addis as peacekeepers? I answered that a few minutes ago. You seem to be reading from Amhara activist memo. Well, let me tell you one thing. I stay in touch with all activists die-hard supporters through different mediums, from Amhara region, from Tigray, from afar, from Ethiopian government. People stay in touch with me. I stay in touch with all of them. I am a good listener. I'm a good reader as well. I listen more than I speak. I listen to all of the people from all these regions. All know that I am not biased against them. That is why they stay in touch with me. I receive calls, telephone calls, internet calls, emails, messages. Journalists from Addis Ababa, they are in touch with me. Some persons in embassies, they also sometimes approach me for some information. So I have now a base, a sort of very, you can say that now I have the sources, which are multiple sources from all sides, and then on the ground sources as well. That is why I understand this conflict from all parties' angles. It's easy for me because I am an outsider. And all of them, they share with me things, then we discuss, we have our own points of view, and people appreciate what we're doing. No one says you're biased. I don't know why some people say, Sajid, you're biased, you're against Ethiopia, you're against Ethiopian government. I have always been saying that Ethiopian breakup could lead to a disaster in the Horn of Africa. I was the first person saying these things. People still say you are TPLF supporter. Well, if Ethiopian government, PM Abiy, colluded with Asayas against its own people, do you expect from me to back it? No, I will never. It was a mistake. It was a huge mistake. Someone is asking about new developments. I think we have talked about several in the course of last 40 minutes. Can you do more reporting on Somalia? Ethiopia is keeping me very engaged, viewers. I need to do more work on Sudan, Kenya, Somalia. But there's so much happening in Ethiopia, I find it difficult to cover other countries. Even today, I missed 3 important updates, which I'll try to cover in the next video. So it's difficult to cover all developments happening in Ethiopia. That is why other countries are being ignored, like Somalia and Sudan, where lots of things are happening. Someone is asking about international media's role. I did a video on that today as well, about a story by BBC. International media also wants viewers, readers. Ethiopia War is selling. Channels, newspapers are sharing videos, news stories which are selling. So that is why sometimes they share those things which are not properly verified. I am one person, Sajid, and a few others with me. So I have not the budget, not the resources like the big international news outlets have. I think they should do better. They should do better. They have responsibility. They are watched across the world. Though my views on news is watched in 40 countries of the world, viewers. It's watched in the US, Canada, Australia, Norway, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, entire European Union, then in Africa as well. But obviously, these big news outlets, they are huge organizations. They should do better. But in the race for more viewers, in the race for more readers, they sometimes share unverified stories. They did some irresponsible reporting about TDF OLA being close to Addis Ababa. Yes, they did. Are Russian Wagners involved? No, so far no such information. Viewers, 43 minutes have passed. I think we should now end this live chat session. Thank you for joining. It was a wonderful live chat session. Thank you, and now we'll talk on next Saturday in the upcoming next live chat session. Thank you for joining. See you next Saturday. Thank you.